Welcome to another edition of Behind the Bombers. This is episode 6, the show where we go beyond the boundary line to meet the incredible people who make our club more than just a team, but a true community. I'm your host, Nathan, and tonight's episode is all about family, and not just the family vibe we feel across the Bombers Club, but quite literally a family that bleeds red and black. Joining us tonight is a trio who represent what this club is all about. He's the men's reserve grade co captain. She's a passionate women's player, and together they're raising the next generation of Bombers. Welcome, Scott, Em, and Bon. How you going?
Thanks, Nate.
Thanks, Nate.
Say thanks, Bon. Thanks, Nate.
Hey, Bon. Looking good for the camera. Love it. All right, let's get into it. Let's ask some questions. Okay, Scott, what does it mean to you to be the captain or one of the captains of the men's team, especially at a club like the Bombers?
Oh, it's a privilege. Turning up to Jervis Bay, well, how long ago? 3 years ago, there wasn't really a men's team at all. And it was just by chance, actually, that we met Joey down at the boat ramp. And I mean, no, it was at the Oval. Yeah, it was at the Oval. We saw him at the boat ramp plenty of times as well, though. But yeah, we met him down at the Oval, and he told us about the AFL nines, and yeah, pretty much from that it all kicked off, and we got a men's team together with Stubber and Michael working behind the scenes. It was actually meant to be a women's team, but then all the women pulled the pin, and it was just the partners left and a heap of young guys, and it all started. So yeah, like seeing the club come from pretty much an AFL nines competition into what it is today, it's awesome to be at the helm and sharing it with some other good leaders as well, such as Dane and Jacko and young Maxi. And it's a privilege to be a captain, but yeah, there's heaps of players in our club that show leadership quality, so it's quite easy. It's quite an easy job to do as well.
Yeah, awesome. That's great. And how many years have you been at the helm for as captain so far?
Uh, Realistically, I think this is going to be my first season. Hopefully, if I get through it all as captain, because I was nominated last year as a co-captain with Dane, but I had an injury in the pre-season, so I decided to relinquish my role and give someone else an opportunity, and just helped Stubber with a bit of coaching on the sidelines. And that was a good place for me last year, considering the injury that I had. And yeah, it was good to see like young guys like Jacko step up into the role, and Will Betts was also one of the vice captains. So yeah, it was good for those guys to get a chance and have a go at the leadership group.
Yeah, awesome. And I mean, I'm only a short-term observer from umpiring last year and then being a part of the club this year. And I mean, I see some of the qualities you display on the field, especially like your hardness and toughness, and that I guess for me, that's how I see your leadership. How do you see your leadership style at the club, and what do you want to be remembered by when you leave the club or finish playing as a leader?
I haven't really put too much thought into it, but yeah, generally, like with leadership for me, it's kind of just lead by example, like lead with your actions, really. So it's what you do, you kind of expect your team, or like in a work setting, your workmates to follow along and just follow suit with the kind of standard that you set. So yeah, just setting a high standard on myself, and then hoping that that permeates onto everyone else, really. And yeah, just the qualities that you show as a person, generally you hope that those will kind of dissolve out through everyone else, and everyone follows suit, and it's a good time. Like, I don't, yeah, definitely not the type of leader that's gonna um well, I can't I can't say this because I gave Trey a little spray on the weekend, but I was going to say definitely not the type of leader that wants to dish out sprays all the time. But I, I did give Trey one last week for not handballing it to me. But no, just actions speak louder than words. Just strong actions and how you want to see yourself play, and then others will follow.
So I shouldn't follow you how you gave me a black eye in preseason. I shouldn't follow that onto the opposition on game day. Is that what you're saying?
No, no, that's fine. No, you can bring that into game day. That's all good.
All right, I'll give you voice arrest, Scotty. This one's for M. Congrats on your first win of the season last week. That must have been really exciting. It was certainly exciting for me, and I'm sure the other guys to see you guys get your win. But my question is, how are you feeling after that win, and what do you think the flow-on effect is for the other girls in the club at the moment after a win like that?
Oh, um, pretty exciting, but I don't know. It's good for the club as a whole. Like, you don't want to be the club that, or the team that, can never win, can never score a point even. So it's definitely. I mean, I don't think that anyone thought that's how the season was going to play out anyway. I think we kind of knew that we'd do better than previous season, but I don't know. It's good. It means that hopefully it's everyone's obviously very excited about it, but it means that hopefully we'll be able to keep a lot more players for next year and recruit more and just keep the team building and stuff so that the can keep more clubs in the comp and I don't know, to see everyone progress and so there actually is a team for the women to keep playing in.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure that with the advertisement that happens behind the scenes with the club and showing off the girls singing their song and everything, I'm sure in the community people will see that and hopefully that'll bridge a bit of the gap of numbers over time. But yeah, I think for the club as a whole, it was amazing. It was great to see the girls celebrating their win and hopefully that shows in numbers at training and more girls joining along the way. So yeah, congratulations on that. I guess how would you both describe the culture at the Bombers? My question is in a few words, but it's not something you can normally put into a few words. But I know this is spoken about in a lot of these interviews I do. Everyone talks about the culture because it's a pretty big thing, and without a good culture, a club normally doesn't run pretty smoothly. So, what's both of your opinions on the culture of the club?
I don't know. Well, I mean, the fact that the three of us are here is a pretty good representation of what the club is about. At the start of the season, I really didn't think that I would even be able to train properly or let alone play. And I don't know, every time as soon as I arrive at training, pretty much someone takes ball off my hands, usually Jack or Michael, which is, I don't know, it's been great. What more could you ask for than to have such a supportive and I don't know, safe sort of community that you're happy for your baby to just be passed around with. That's a pretty good sort of example of what the club is.
I'm gonna go for 3 words.
Okay, sorry.
I'm gonna go inclusive,
Yeah,
supportive, and welcoming. And I'd also throw fun in there as well, because it is a fun group of people to be around and we do enjoy what we do. But yeah, definitely in terms of inclusivity, I think the Bombers is probably one of the best footy clubs I've played at in that area. And I've played at quite a few different clubs. So that's really saying something in terms of the culture that we have and continue to build as well. It's really ingrained in pretty much everything we do. But yeah, at the end of the day, we all come to play sport to have fun. And I think the being inclusive and supportive kind of just facilitates the ability to have fun while we do what we do. So yeah, it's a very good club to be at, and I'm just very grateful that it actually all happened over the course of the last few years, because I was almost devastated when I realised there was no footy club running when I first moved here. I was like, oh no, I'm not going to be able to play. And yeah, it's a great way to meet people as well. I wouldn't have met people like Dane and Stubbo and all those guys, people that you see down the street every day, if it wasn't for the footy club. So yeah, it's just a good place to be, really. It's awesome.
Might need to teach you the definition of 3 words, but that's okay.
Don would probably be better at that one. He can only say 1 or 2, so it'd be safe with him.
I was going to say that I'm a parent myself. I've got 5 kids, and I think that it's really inspirational that you guys can come down with your kids and be a part of the footy club, and people can see that you can still play sport at the same time as have a family. So that's pretty inspirational for others, especially the younger guys. I know they're probably not planning on having kids right now, but to see that you don't have to let the things that you enjoy, like footy, go just because you have a family, that's really important. So I'm glad you guys are at the club, and that just sets a really good example in my eyes. Um, Rightio, moving forward, what is it like preparing for a game when you both are playing and you've got Bon on the sideline?
How was it preparing for the game with Bon?
Preparing for the game.
Chaotic.
Stressful at times.
Usually not very pleasant. No, it's fine. It's just
We have a bit of a morning routine, Bon and I. We get the Makita speaker going, and I throw on a bit of 90s grunge music and do a bit of silly dancing for him. That usually occupies him for at least 45 minutes to an hour. So that's actually good game prep, I think.
Yeah.
It's a good little routine that we have going. But usually we're pretty lucky because Emma's parents live here as well. So a lot of the time they come, or sometimes my parents come up as well, and they offer to look after Bon on game day, and also like the supportive friends at the footy club as well makes it a lot easier for us to prepare for game day. And yeah, it's a little bit of a juggling act, but yeah.
It's definitely lots of, did you get this? No, did you get that? Did you get this? To make sure they've got everything for both of us and Bon, but
someone's bound to forget their footy boots, put it that way.
Yeah, it's going to happen at some point.
It's funny because the words that you're saying are going faster than your mouth movement, so I'm just waiting for them both to catch up at the moment. All right, next question. What's one thing that you both like in each other's game? I'm sure you've watched each other play before, so
I'll let Emma start.
I might need a little bit more thinking time, actually. I'll let you start with the flattery.
I want my feathers fluffed. I would say with Emma, her kicking and marking abilities got really good, especially in the last month. We've been doing some extra sessions. Not really. We just did a couple of sessions down in Eden when we were on our little Easter trip, and yeah, the drop punts had some
Yeah,
it's back. We can hear you pretty well.
Okay, cool. Just wondering if one of us might need to keep a audio on. I'm going to keep my audio on anyway. All right, next question. Who's more competitive on the field at footy, and who's competitive off the field?
Just wait a second.
I'm just going to stay quiet on this one until Emma says something.
I'm more competitive off the field. And Scott, I would say, pretty more competitive on the field. And that saves you having to say it yourself.
I'm going to go the no comment path. I'm going to stick with no comment here. But yes, I agree with Emma.
Yep. Happy wife, happy life. Yeah, I get it. Good call.
Yeah.
also missed the part here, Nate. We missed the part about what Emma likes about my game.
Oh yeah, we should get a recording on that. Let's go.
I'm not going to get away without having to compliment him.
So you can say it.
So sorry, Ness.
No, you're right. Maybe you should repeat it for her, Scotty.
What was that?
You should repeat it for her.
Yeah, we've lost her. She's back.
We are. I just understand. Sorry.
That's right.
I like about your game planning. I don't know, your full commitment to like you just go at the ball and you seem to get it. You just fully commit to it and get there.
I'll take that.
Geez, your shoulders seem a bit perkier after that comment, Scotty. All right, moving on. I mean, we sort of covered a little bit of this, but what is it like raising a little one around, a full complement of football training and games and so forth? Do you find it difficult, or are you finding a good balance?
No, it's pretty good. Yeah. There's the occasional time when we might have to knock off training a bit early and get him home. But we're just speaking of the future when he's got a little AFL career going. So we put in the work now, bit of exposure therapy, and he'll be ready to go in 18 years for the draft.
Nice one. I like that. How do you two support each other emotionally through the ups and downs of footy and family life?
Brutal honesty.
That's on the spot.
A lot of honesty. It's not always nice. Humour.
Yes. Yeah, I would say we have very direct communication styles.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Me and my wife are the same, so yeah, I get it. And we don't like each other some of the time, but that's life.
We like each other at
Yeah.
times.
So obviously the footy club has sort of what they do for recovery. They'll go to the beach or whatever, and after games they'll go to a brewery and stuff. But as a family, what's sort of your go-to recovery as a family when you step away from footy and get together as a family?
We're there, like we try. Before we had one, we said that we didn't want too much to change about what we did, like socially and everything. So we try and go to the breweries after, and we go to the Sunday recovery and stuff. But we like our routines, like we do our Sunday resets and.
I'd say we like to go to the beach a lot and like heaps of walking. Bon, he's losing it a bit now, but yeah, we usually need to take him for a couple of walks a day.
Yeah.
Keep him happy. And yeah, the other thing we like to do is go diving. We're right into our snorkeling and running the tours occasionally. It's really relaxing for us as well. So we do a tour, and usually after that we have a bit of a family picnic, which is a nice little routine we've got into.
Yeah, that's cool. I do think after this weather you might need a 4-wheel drive pram though if you're going to run around the footy field at training and stuff because the ground's getting a bit boggy these days.
Yeah, we might get a little tinny on the field and push him around.
Here's one. I'm sure you guys are pretty philosophical, but what advice would you give to other parents with young children who want to follow their passions of whether it be playing footy or a sport or anything else that takes commitment?
Just do it. You just have a go and do it.
Yeah.
Nike, what a great slogan. Just do it.
I think at the end of the day, and I say this to people in my line of work all the time, is that no matter what it is, you'll just make it work. And I'm sure that's exactly what you guys are doing, just making it work and making sure that Bond's looked after and you guys still get to follow your passions at the same time. Thank you. Agreed. Agreed. Wow. I feel really good about myself. He made me feel really smart then. That was so good.
Yeah, he acknowledged that comment. He perked up when he heard his name, I think.
Yeah. Maybe I need to direct all questions to Bond from here onwards. Okay. I want to ask this question about footy, but I think it relates to like just normal life as well. Who takes longer to get ready before a game, or who just takes longer to get ready in general?
Skills. Damien, I'm going to step away for a moment.
I'd say it's one of the people that's no longer in the picture.
Without saying their name.
Yeah. Oh,
This one.
it's the person that's no longer in the picture right now.
There's more steps. There's more steps involved.
Process.
Yeah. Nah.
Take game prep seriously. Well, if you count the 40 minutes a day with Bond dancing, I guess that probably makes us about even.
I was having this exact conversation / argument with my wife this morning when she woke me up at 6 o'clock when she doesn't start work till 9, and I'm like, "What? Why are you getting up so early? I need to sleep in, like I don't get many sleep ins." And she goes, "Oh, but I need this amount of time to do this, and then I've got to get to work half an hour to prep." And I'm like, "Oh my God, just give me a sleep in with you."
The process.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed. And makeup and get dressed up, whatever. Yep. Happy wife, happy life. I'll go with it. Who's the better cook and what's your go-to favorite meal?
Controversial. No, I'd probably say no. Emma's a better cook than me. Emma's a better cook than me. I do all the seafood in the house.
Yeah.
So that's my specialty. But everything else is Emma. I'd say
Welcome to eating seafood.
once or twice a month. Probably more. 3 times a month.
It's a tuna account.
What do you do with the seafood? What sort of dish?
What's your favourite one? Yeah.
Fish tacos.
Emma likes the fish tacos.
Yum.
Fish curry. I do a crayfish pasta.
Ooh.
What else have we done? We're doing whole baked snapper lately with just roast veggies, and that's pretty good.
Just hear me out here. I've got an idea that might take off. Maybe we should do a MasterChef Bombers 2025. I reckon that'd go off.
I think that could be one of our next club functions. We have touched on this theme before, so it would be good to follow through and get some guys booking for the team.
Absolutely. Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Baker.
A baker.
I'd say her baking's probably her best expertise in the kitchen.
Yeah, nice. Poor Bond, having a big night, eh? Next question. This one is about Bond, but Bond's not going to be able to answer it, I don't think. But if Bond could talk, who would Bond say is their favorite Bombers player? And in brackets, why is it Mum?
Yeah, definitely Mum. Definitely Mum. Yeah, there's quite a few candidates here, so if it wasn't Mum, which it definitely would be Mum, I would say that there's a handful of people. It could be Dane.
Yeah.
Dane's actually had an overnighter with Bond, so
Wow.
yeah, he stepped in one night when we both had to work.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's a big tick for Dane.
Yeah.
He's spent a lot of time with Claudia as well, so Dane and Claudia would be right up there.
Yeah.
Jacko, always pushing him around on the pram and ready to hold him. So he'd be up there. And apparently Yeah, apparently last week they held on to him for most of the game. So yeah, any of those guys could be out there, but I think Mum would definitely trump them.
Yeah, I agree. And that sort of flows on to the next question. Which teammate is likely to babysit Bon and survive?
Well, we've got evidence that Dane's been able to do it.
Yeah.
Jacko, I reckon Jacko could do it. And V as well, based on her performance. Yeah, Maxi. Yeah, Maxi.
Yeah. What's one thing about the other person most people at the club wouldn't know? So what's something about the two of you that I mean, people know you guys fairly well, but what's something people don't know about you two?
Emma's got a thriving Depop business.
Take that.
She's a bit of a hustler on Depop,
Okay.
selling secondhand clothes,
Why not? Got to make money.
cash money.
What's something people wouldn't know about you?
Is your hair fake, Scotty?
Am I here? It's a bad. I would have got a better one if I was wearing a toupee. I wouldn't have had a big hole in the front of it.
Oh, so good. Okay, if you guys weren't playing a game of footy and you're on the sidelines, who would be yelling at a game louder than the other?
Probably me, yeah.
I just don't know the rules well enough to confidently yell.
Everyone knows how to yell at the umpire, though, don't they?
Well,
We wouldn't dare.
no longer.
Uh.
They don't think that anymore.
Nope, you can't. All right. What does it mean to both of you personally to wear the Bombers jumper every week?
It's special that we can all play for the same club and everything, and when we first moved into here, I wouldn't have imagined that we would have met such a community and people that we genuinely get on with, and some of our closest friends now. So
yeah, it's a privilege, really. Same as being captain. It's just awesome to be able to come to a place that's so welcoming and supportive and just be a part of it. So yeah, it's just a privilege.
Yeah, awesome. And how has being these questions are a bit deep, but how has being a part of the club shaped your relationship and family life?
Probably for the better. It's been it's good to have a bit of a routine, I think, during the week, and to have that little outlet away from just the day to day, especially for Emma that's at home with Bon all the time. To be able to get out on a Tuesday or Thursday night and go to training really breaks up the week, and it's something to look forward to. Same as game day and recovery or going to the brewery. It just gives us a social life outside of parenting. So but we kind of obviously blend them in together. But yeah, it's just really beneficial, I would say.
Yeah, nice. I want to finish on something fun. It's something that's close to my heart, and that's goal celebrations. As you know, I'm sure you would have heard a few already. In fact, there's been 6 so far already this season, in case you were counting. But I need to practice a backflip or something. I need to get a backflip going. But if you guys were to have a goal celebration, I want you to try to buy into this. I want you to do your best goal celebration to sign us off from this interview.
I've got mine already. It's pretty basic, but it's just a little little ET finger, because that's what Bond's started doing a lot lately. So I'll just do the little ET finger over to him.
Lovely. Are you both going with that?
Are you going to go with that one as well?
Link them up.
Nice.
We can get Bond to do it.
Well, thanks very much for taking the time to be a part of Behind the Bombers. Hey, Bond.
ET finger. That's it. That's it, mate. That's the deli.
I might do one goal celebration this weekend with an ET finger.
Yeah, pencil it in.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate your time. I know how hard it is to do an interview like this when you've got a baby that's out of control. But I much appreciate your time, and thanks for everything you do around the club. And I'll see you guys very soon.
Thanks.
Sorry for the chaos.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time with us.
No, all good. Thanks, guys. Take care.